Hello and welcome. Today we will be discussing the circumference of circles. The circumference of a circle is the distance around a circle. Whether it be in inches, yards, feet, meters, or any other possible unit measurement, when we talk about circumference, we are just talking about the distance around the circle. There's a very simple equation. There's actually two equations we can use in order to find the circumference. The first equation we'll be working with is when we are given the radius. Now, I'll discuss the radius here shortly, but the equation we'll be using is known as c, where c is our circumference, and this is equal to 2 times pi times r, where r is our radius. Now, the radius is the halfway distance of a circle, from the outside edge to the middle of the circle. And that can go from any outside edge to the middle point. And this should always be the same value for a circle. This is known as the radius. So when we break this equation down, as I said, this is our circumference, the c value. Our r value is equivalent to what is known as, I said, our radius. We typically have a value for pi, but in this situation, we are just going to be using 3.14. So, given a situation where we are given a radius of 7 on a circle, and we are asked to identify the circumference, well, what we need to do is start with our equation of c equals 2 pi r. c equals 2 times pi times r. And we have all of the necessary information we need. The 2 value is not going to change. The pi value, however, will now become 3.14, and that's going to be multiplied by 2. And our last value is also being multiplied. That's our radius, and that's represented by this value of 7 over here. So that tells us our radius is 7. So my equation should read c, or my circumference, is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 7. Now we just need to simplify our expression here. 2 times 3.14 will give me 6.28, and that just needs to be multiplied by 7. Now remember, when we multiply values, such as decimals, we don't necessarily need to include this decimal point. We can write this as 628 times 7, and then I just need to recall that I need to move my decimal place however many values I have after my decimals. In this case, I have 2 values after my decimal, so that tells me I need to move my decimal place back 2 times once I'm finished with my solution. So let's go ahead and do that. 8 times 7 is going to give me 56. Carry the 5. 7 times 2 will give me 14. Plus 5 will give me 19. 7 times 6 will give me 42. Plus 1 will give me 43. Now remember, we must move that decimal place back 2 places. So we start on the right side and we move to the left once, twice. And that'll give me my solution of 43.96. Now there was no unit measurement in this situation. Let's go ahead and add on some inches. If this was 7 inches, we would say that our circumference is equal to 43.96 inches. And that is how we find the circumference given the radius.